next, may I please call upon stage Dr. Varghese Samuel, founder and chief technology officer, Matlabs Technologies, who will be enlightening us by speaking on lithium-ion battery cell manufacturing challenge or EV applications. Over to you, Mr. Samuel.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers, Battery Show, and I would like to express my gratitude to especially on the Federation of Electric Vehicle, the chairman, Dr. Sailen Saroj, and Dr. Rajiv Mishra, the president of Federation of Electric Vehicle Association. So today I'm going to cover some of the points which is related to lithium-ion battery manufacturing challenges, especially in terms of Indian context. So before that, I want to give some figures because why these lithium-ion batteries are very important. We are talking about a lot for lithium-ion battery. Last 10 years, we are discussing so many things about lithium-ion batteries. And I've gone through so many conferences, so many associations and federations where we are talking about, especially on lithium-ion battery, pack manufacturing, lithium-ion battery cell manufacturing things. So why lithium-ion batteries are important? So I am going to cover some of the points which we are using daily in our life. When you are talking about lithium-ion battery applications, so we can see everywhere we are operating so many devices, laptop, tablets, mobile phones, everywhere we are using lithium-ion batteries. Even starting from our daily life, some of the application, even our kids, toys, the small coin cells are there. When we are talking about more applications like stationary applications, where we are giving a power through the lithium-ion battery, there are other things are available like fuel cells, redox flow batteries. When we are talking about renewable energy, we have lot many applications on different aspects in our life. So you have seen so many applications, but I'm going to target mainly my focus on the transportation part of lithium-ion battery because we are talking about car transports, buses, forklifts, bicycles, because a lot of things where we are using a lithium-ion battery, packs as well as cells, because my previous speakers, they discuss about certain things which I'm going to cover again because the data is very important for this kind of applications because the government is focusing on different policies for lithium-ion battery. We discuss about the recycling of the lithium-ion batteries. So many things are coming into our mind when we discuss about this lithium-ion battery things. So when you see this global market for lithium-ion battery, so the things are going in a very fast manner because we have issue with the fossil fuels, because a lot of things we are discussing about these things coming somewhere related to the environment. And we are talking about the recycling things then. And when you see this global total market for lithium-ion battery is too high, because if you see the annual growth for these things, we are discussing somewhere about 4.2 terawatt kind of power, which is really very big things for everyone. So if you see the passenger car transport areas, so most of the things we are covering in this particular area, 2,300, you can say it's a big number for us. And everybody is targeting this market with the lithium-ion battery cell manufacturing things. A lot of companies, they are coming into the picture because still now we don't have any cell manufacturing things in India, but still we are coming up with some pilot plants. A lot of companies, they've shown interest for this, and a lot of foreign companies are coming into India because this is the biggest market for them. Why we are talking about this? Because if you see the electric vehicle total market shares, so we have seen a lot of companies which is already there in India. BYD is one of the big company. You can see this company in India also because they introduced the cars in India. They are talking about, because you know the Electra, one company is there, they have technical tie with Electra for e-buses. And because Tesla is one of the company, they mention, means they put these things in world map. Because whenever we are talking about cars, we always remember Tesla because they have given some kind of, I would say, some kind of attention to the people that battery can be used in cars also. Because this battery discovered long back. We had lot of phases of these batteries. We have seen the developments of the battery, lithium-ion batteries. But something is came into the picture last 15 years. 10 years, Tesla come into the picture and they did a fantastic job. And where people are talking about this, everyone is talking about the lithium-ion battery cell manufacturing things, or somehow they want to use in their different application area. So I'm not going to cover all the points, but you can see why these numbers are important for lithium-ion battery. So when you talk about this market in India, so we have around 34% growth everywhere because COVID 3 years, we had a lot of issues with developments, lot of things where we stopped thinking on that. But lot of people, they brainstorm themselves for getting into this picture when we are talking about lithium-ion battery cell manufacturing, lithium-ion battery pack manufacturing, and where we can use, because we have plenty of uses for the lithium-ion battery. As I mentioned in my previous slide, that we can go from the toys to certain things, space, we can go to the defense application where we are targeting the tornadoes, we are submarine application. Everywhere we are planning to have this replacement from lead acid battery to lithium ion battery. So this is something very important things for us as an Indian, because this show is there. This is the first time India they are conducting this show, but the battery show, because this is very important. And most of the people, they are thinking like, especially on the technological front, we are thinking like this India will become a big part of this development. So why India is important for this lithium-ion battery business? Because we are the largest market for 2 and 3 wheelers in the world. And most of the 2 and 3 wheelers, you have seen a lot of companies, they are displaying their products, their developments for battery packs, they have related equipments, they have related things. Even the component manufacturers are there. It was not there 5 years back, because now things are coming into the reality. We can see some product, we can see 2-wheelers on the market. A lot of companies like Ola, Log9, there are companies, they are developing this product, and you can see, although it's expensive things, we can talk about these things. And there are a lot of research magazines are there, a lot of newspapers are there, they are getting this data, like I heard about from the Central Road Research Center, some scientists were talking about the data generation things. This is very important things for us, because we are in the initial phase of these things, the developments, and we are developing something which may consider a big things in future. So when you talk about the total EV markets for hybrid cars, because why I'm talking about the hybrid car, because some companies, they have a hybrid cars, and they have some purely, I would say, the electric cars, which you can see from different companies like Tata, Mahindra. There are a lot of companies, they have a purely electric cars. And there are some market where they have a hybrid cars. So you can see the growth of this market is 94.4%. So it's a big numbers, especially for the entrepreneur, or especially for the startups, where people are thinking to just enter into this field. Because I've seen lot of people, youngsters, they are talking about this. They wanted to enter into this kind of business, like they can contribute for the national growth for this EV things. So when you talk about this 4-wheeler market, so the maximum share hold by Tata, Nexon, you can see there are 3 more cars are there. So they hold the 78% market shares for car segments. Next is the MG, and they have only one model. Still, they introduced one small model. Also, they hold 11%. And rest of the companies like BYD, Hyundai, and BMW, because this is a premium segment where you are talking about more than 60 lakh rupees, the car values. So I'm not targeting that things, but still you can see a big numbers in India for this kind of applications. When you go for 2-wheeler markets, It's the biggest market in India for two-wheelers. Any small cities you can see, I've seen it in the small places also. And people are working on this, even they are using these two-wheelers. Although they don't have that kind of charging facility, but still this is a big numbers for each and everybody. The Ola is leading this market with two-wheelers. And when you talk about three-wheeler market, again, Mahindra is leading this part of the portion. They have a maximum shares. There are a lot of other companies like YC Electric. There are so many companies are there, and I have not considered so many companies because I put others because that is lot of new companies are coming into this market for different applications with lithium-ion battery. So the e-market is also a big market because we are getting a fundings from the World Bank or any other international communities to cut the carbon reprints. That's something like we are working on for the climatic change, because why it is important to change this transportation. So it is very important for the government to change in a different perspective how you are considering your country as a developing nation to give some kind of contribution for carbon reprints, to cut down the carbon reprints as well as climatic change. So the target for government, especially on the transportation market, when you are talking about 2030, it's like a very big target. I don't think we are going to achieve this thing, but somehow they wanted to do this, like especially when you see in Mumbai and other cosmopolitan cities, the big cities, we have replaced almost 70% the transport, the local transport with e-buses. So the Electra is one of the things what I have seen. A lot of World Bank fundings are coming in these sectors, especially promoting the local transport with battery applications. And the commercial vehicle, again, a lot of companies are involved, Volvo, Ashok Leyland. There are a lot of companies, Bharat Forge, so many companies are involved in this kind of activities. They will going to introduce more vehicles, especially on the transportation side. The private cars, still, we can't force some people to buy that, but still, because the cost is very high. But still, we can consider this thing. But you can see in reality, the two-wheeler and three-wheeler market, it's pumped with a lot of electric vehicles all over the places. So I'm not going to discuss the policy. The federation people are here, so they can give more emphasis on this policy things. What kind of advantage you can get with this kind of mobility, or the company if you are going to start with this kind of application. So they can give more details on that. Why the barriers we are talking about the EV industry in India? What I feel, I put something on my thought process because it's very simple, because we are discussing with so many people in the industry. We are discussing with industry people, we are discussing with government people, scientists. So what I personally feel is like, the first thing is coming like the cost of the vehicle. Why we are not adopting this EV mobility? Because first thing, like when you want to buy a car, and suppose if you want to buy a Nexon, the costing is like starting from 13 lakhs to 20 lakhs. Hyundai is expensive, Kona, it's 26 lakhs. And if you see other models, it's very expensive, BYD and all, they're costing 50 lakh rupees. It's too expensive. But when you see the return of cost of these things, definitely the charging point, 1 kilometer charge is only 2 rupees. Where you are spending more money on the petrol when you are charging this, refilling your gasoline engine, it's costing 100 rupees a liter. And going 10 kilometers, if you divide, the 10 rupees is coming per kilometer cost. So one thing you keep in mind, like costing or the capital investment where you are standing. So first thing that comes into the mind for any people, that the vehicle cost. The second point is that I think the previous speaker had talked about this, the range things. Because if I want to travel from Mumbai to Pune, 250 kilometer and return back again 500 kilometer. Most of the vehicle what sold in India is coming around this range of 200 to 300 kilometers. So again, this is a problem, but a lot of companies are developing kind of, I would say, the battery, which can go up to 500 kilometers. The chemistries are different, because mainly we are using LFP chemistries, but NMC chemistries are coming, more other chemistries are coming where fast chargings are there. So too many things are coming up. You can see in coming years these developments, the limited selection of the models. You can see you have only 2-3 models, and you need to choose out of that. if it is looking good, it's fine. You can't afford to have a Tesla in your like feet. So it's difficult. But Tesla is again coming into the Indian market by next year. There are a lot of talks is going on with Tesla with the government. And charging infrastructure, I think we had talked about this thing. We have a limited resources for this also. Then charging speed, it's a big problem. Overnight we need to charge like Nexon, any of the vehicle. Overnight we need to charge, it's difficult task again. Then we have different kind of chargers are available. Some of the chargers, it's mainly used like 120 watt chargers, it's used in US. Then you have 240 watt chargers, which we are using in India with different kind of connectors. Again, the regulation is not fixed in India. There are a lot of possibilities to change these things. We need to standardize these connectors and swapping systems. Level 3 charges, it's a fast charger, DC chargers, where we can charge a vehicle with 3 hours time. And some of the fast charging is happening, 80% charging is happening in 15 minutes also. And the grid capacity, you just think about when we have around 30% total passenger cars is running with the batteries. How you are going to charge this battery? You are traveling for the battery, but you need to charge ultimately this battery somehow. So again, you need electricity to charge this car or batteries. So again, the federation need to look these points because it is very important. When you are talking about charging station, you need to get this electricity or power from somewhere. So we need to have a very big infrastructure for this kind of applications. It's not about like only using the car. You need to charge again these cars. You need electricity again for this purpose. Then charging price structures, I think somebody had discussed about these things. It is also very important point for in terms of the federation. It should be centralized everywhere. A lot of companies are working, IOCL is working, HPCL is working on this. And they are going to have a standard pricing structures all over the places for this charging things. Then the mindset of the people, because I have seen a lot of people, they talk about lithium-ion battery things, but it is very difficult sometimes when it comes into the price. First thing, we need to change our mind for these kind of things because it's a new technology and it is environment-friendly technology. So we need to think on that points also. Then cell manufacturing things in India, because we are talking about a lot of cells, because the packs are made with the cells. Without cells, we can't do anything. So these things are very important. So I will go to my main things, the cell manufacturing in India. So we have different type of cells available in market. It's international standards. First thing is the cylindrical cell. It's a lithium-ion battery cylindrical cell. The formats are there for 16650, 21700, 21650, then 26650, then 32700, and more formats are there. Tesla introduced this 4680 formats. It's a cylindrical cell. Very high current densities are there. So these are very important things. Then we have a pouch cells we use in batteries, laptops, even some of the application we are using the pouch cells. Then we have a prismatic cells which is used in vehicle applications. We have the small cells will contribute like 100 Ah or 50 Ah kind of things. Then we have a small coin cells. It is used in small application for toys and even Bluetooth applications. The structure, I'm not going to discuss about this thing. I think the previous speakers, they touched this subject. What are the components are inside. I'm just talking about some data which is we generated or from the net we got and discussion with few people that we arrived in that. So the important factors, what is limiting our industry to look these things for the future application. First thing, the current scenario, what we are looking is we are importing our 99.9% cells from China and other markets like South Korea, Japan, or some Taiwanese companies. So these are the major 100% export from these countries because we are not doing any kind of cell manufacturing. We are only developing the packs, which is coming from somewhere. Even I've seen some of the company, they are importing the packs also. But the cell 100% we are importing from other countries. So this is one limiting factor. We need to think on that. The second thing is the battery management system. The battery management systems are very important because the cell pack, what we are making, it's a part of that cell pack. Because when you are charging hundreds of cells, so the cell, individual cell need to charge together with 100 cells. So this battery management system is giving some kind of importance for your packs. So this is again very important things. It's a small chip which is controlling your cell balancing thing, your thermal runaway things. So it is very important factors also. So this is also very important things. Some of the companies in India, they're developing these chips. It's there, but 80% things are coming from China. So what is more interesting, what we are doing here in India now, what are the things, the limiting factor for us for cell manufacturing? First thing is there are absolutely no lithium mines. I think the previous speaker talked about some mines which is like we are talking about. We don't have any extraction out of these mines. So maybe it will take another decade to get these things done, or we can get some kind of lithium resources from that mines. So it will take another 10 years. So presently in India, we don't have any resources for lithium. We are importing from China, we are importing from Chile, Australia, all these major producers. Then we have a problem with the metals what we use in lithium-ion battery cell manufacturing, like cobalt. Then you can discuss about the manganese, nickel. So we have issues with that also. Then the major problem with the cell technologies, most of the companies, we are like, you heard about Exide is tying up with S-Volt for technologies. There are a lot of manufacturers, the battery manufacturers, they are having the R&D plants, and still they are not come up with technologies. That something like, because you know that LFP chemistries are much matured chemistry in the world. It is very safe chemistries compared to the NMC. We are talking about a lot, but the current density issues are there. So as far as India is concerned, we don't have any kind of technologies, good technologies, when we can transfer to some companies. And definitely like VSSC had some promising technology for space application, and they targeted some of the industry like BHEL. They transferred a lot of these technologies to some government agency and some private companies also. So this is very important factors, especially on the cell manufacturing side. Lack of raw material supply chain. We have a lot of things required to make this cell. So we have limitation for that also. This is very important factor. Skilled manpower. So the federation people are here, Dr. Rajiv, because I'm concentrating more on this thing because we need a skilled manpower. If you want to develop this industry for another 10 years to get matured with this, so we need a skilled manpower for this. We need to have people know about the chemistry, know about the supply chain, know about the mechanical part of this, because battery will not work alone. There are a lot of auxiliary things are there between in these batteries. Mechanical things are there. So we need to have a kind of universities have kind of university programs where they can develop this kind of skills for the future industry. Then costing difference from China. I studied lot of material things with different companies, and even in tons, our rates are not comparable to the Chinese cells. That's a major problem. If I'm going to manufacture something in India for 50 rupees and the same cell is coming in 10 rupees, the industry is not looking that thing, the quality things. Maybe there may be a difference in the quality, but it's a difficult task. So we need to think on that. Government need to think on these things also to importing the cells from China. We don't have anything, but maybe in coming years, we need to have some kind of restrictions in the policy for importing these cells. We need to get our cell manufacturers or the companies who's involved in this kind of cell manufacturing to promote them, to give some kind of incentives when they are making in India. So this policy need to be defined very well. The aggressive government policy, we are lacking with lot of things. There is no kind of policy for recycling. There is no kind of policy for charging structures. Lot of things need to be discussed, because still we are in the first phase of these developments. So government need to think on these points also, like where we need to accommodate things. The swapping systems, because you need to have a standard kind of like cell structures for swapping systems. So we have limitations on that. So no companies are making the swapping, even the battery is different. 10 companies are making the cells. Every packs are different from each other. So you can't have a single charging station for these kind of things because the charging structure is very different from each other. So these things need to be taken care of in government policies when the manufacturers are 2-3 million manufacturer or four-wheeler. So they should have a standard things for charging and swapping. Dumping grounds, as I discussed before, a lot of companies, they are dumping cells, even a small toys like a Chinese cells. The total toys will cost you 10 rupees. So they feel like a dumping ground, e-waste for e-batteries here. We need to think on that. So the current requirement for Indian market is very big. We are talking about 3 gigawatt to 20 gigawatt in 2026. It's a realistic demand for our country for different application, and up to 70 gigawatt. We have a PIL scheme with different companies like Ola, Reliance. There are so many companies that are coming to the picture. So I don't know we can achieve this with that figures, because still we don't have any kind of mega factories or giga factories. People are still on the phase of pilot lines. So when you talk about the cell manufacturing, Seattle is the biggest cell manufacturer in the world which produce the cells. The second one is BYD, Panasonic, LG, Samsung. So I'm not going to name it, but this is the actual things. And just see the target of these people. They are talking about 500 gigawatt in another 5 years, 10 years. So just think about the total demand for this lithium ion battery. So this is something really, really big, because you have seen one part of the picture, but if you see in your daily life, whatever the application we are using, everywhere we are using the batteries, lithium ion batteries. So demand will be very high. The market share, this is very important. I've seen a lot of manufacturers, raw material manufacturers in India. I discussed this point because we have issue with the raw material things for the lithium ion battery manufacturing. So this is something very important. China is leading this market again. So these people having a monopoly everywhere. When you talk about lithium ion battery manufacturing things, processing of lithium ion battery things, everywhere these people are there, because they think even all the mines, lithium mines, even in the Chile, in Australia, any place of the world, even Ghana, that cobalt mines, owned by the Chinese people. That's the biggest thing. They think about 30 years, like kind of, पहले हमारे 5 years का planning होता था, like they used to have a 30 years planning. So think about this thing, because it is very important, especially federation. I'm requesting, because this is very important for cell manufacturing people. If we are not promoting them, so you can't see. Next year also we have this kind of meetings. We will discuss about it. Again, there is no policy changes, then we are in the same pace. So we talk about the chemistry. So most of the vehicles, people are using LFP chemistries, it's very safe. Lithium phosphate chemistry. The second biggest chemistry is NMC chemistry. It is very important. This chemistry is having lot of potential, and lot of developments are going in this field. The current densities are much higher than lithium phosphate chemistry. So this is something very important for us to look this field, especially the researchers, like people like Log9, Exide, Amar Raja batteries. So they are working on that. Different chemistries are there. So you can see different chemistries are available, depend upon the application. When we are talking about EV application, so we have NMC, we have LFP, where like you have different things depend upon the chemistry. So this is also very important. So as I said, like China is dominating in this market, and so I talk about these companies also, like they enter into S-Volt is a Chinese company. They're also cell manufacturing company, and they have a technology transfer with Exide for a gigafactory in Bangalore. And the second one, biggest one, is Amar Raja. They are coming with the gigafactory in Hyderabad, Telangana. And Log9 is there, and they are working in different phases. They have a pilot line for 60 megawatt lines, and they are producing lithium capacitors. They have with different chemistries. And Munnoot Industries are there. It is based in Tirupati. They have some kind of plan for entering into the giga lines. Reliance is there, L&T is there. There are a lot of companies. I'm not going to name all these companies. There are a lot of startups. They are coming with a lot of fundings from the World Bank, the foreign investment bankers or even the companies. So I think the previous guy had talked about this raw material thing, so I'm not going to touch this. And this is something a very the layout for the lithium-ion battery cell manufacturing, because I don't want to talk much about the technical parts of this. If anybody is interested, we can discuss about the technical aspects of this chemistries and all. So this is a very typical layout diagram for the lithium-ion cell manufacturing things. So this is for the gigafactories where people are making this kind of big cells for different applications. So this is something like indigenous developed cells from IIT Bombay, Professor Sagar Mitra's lab. I'm thankful to him for sharing these photographs with this audience. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, let me know that if I can answer one or two questions.
May I please request the audience if they have any questions for Dr. Samuel? Any questions?
Thank you for your time. Especially again, I'm thankful to the Federation of Electric Vehicles. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your kind inputs with us. May I please request Dr. Tom Castle, Commercial Director, Batteries Energy Solutions, to please come up on the dais and felicitate Dr. Samuel on behalf of Informa Markets India. Also, may I please request Mr. Ashwini Mathur, CEO, Ethos Automation, as well as Dr. Rajiv Mishra, National President, Federation of Electric Vehicle Association, to please come up on the stage and please share a token of appreciation on behalf of Informa Markets India.
सर आप बीच में आ जाइए